But when you said you never want to get married again.
Never.
Do you ever want a girlfriend again?
I don't see. To me, that's childish stuff. That's why they call it girlfriends and boyfriends.
Okay,
I'm a grown ass man. Like, I don't want no girlfriend. Like, I would love a companion that, you know, again, equally yoked, we matching each other. But I can't do that whole relationship thing because I feel like it's a false sense of reality. And I've lived those. You know what I mean? And in these false sense of expectations. I don't want to be responsible for someone else's happiness. I want to deal with somebody who has their own thing going on. They're happy and content with themselves. And when we meet, we rocking. There's a strong understanding. She do her, I do me. Whatever our agreement is, it is what it is. It's not the public's business. It's not based off of what her friends or family thinks or what my people think. It's just, nah, we rock how we rock. Like, I envision myself growing old and like having a best friend. You know what I mean? Like, and that's when you think about relationships, we can always count like, oh, my longest relationship was 7 years. My longest relationship was 3 years, whatever. You got friendships that started when you was in kindergarten that you still rock with. Like, I want somebody like that. I want somebody that could be like, yo, we've been ride or die. She know everything about me from the gate to 75 years old. Like, I'm not looking, but if I could have somebody like that, that's what I would want.
Well, yeah, I mean, and also when you talk about these relationships, a lot of times, once it's over, you're expected never to talk to that person again.
Right. Now there's animosity, there's jealousy, there's envy, there's you did me wrong, I gave you my heart. Like,
yeah,
I don't want nobody. Yeah, I don't want nobody's heart. I don't want nobody's best years. I'm good.
Yeah, and I think, like, for example, like James Cameron, he talked about how he's still best friends with all of his exes.
Yeah.
And in fact, when he lost the Oscar,
that money.
Yeah, that too. But when he, I think he did Avatar.
Yeah.
In the same year, his ex-wife did. I forgot what movie it was. It was the movie about the dude that defused the bombs.
Yeah. That's what I remember I was up for that movie. Know what you're talking about? Dang.
Hurt Locker.
Yeah, Hurt Locker.
Hurt Locker. She won the Oscar for Hurt Locker. And when they asked him, do you feel some type of way about it? He goes, absolutely not. I'm the one that helped review her script and told her when I thought, she should stop writing and start shooting. And sure enough, she wins. And I have a great relationship with all my exes. And boom, done.
That's that next level, man. That's
next level.
That's that whole that's operating beyond society. Society teaches you that you're supposed to, throw away your relationships.
Yeah.
Where, when you're at an elevated state, you know how to understand it, you know how to control your energy. Even when something's no longer commune, you know how to still provide.
Well, Kevin Hart was up for hosting the Oscars.
Yeah.
And
Speaking of the Oscars.
They found some old homophobic tweets.
Right.
So he was pressured, I guess, to apologize.
Right.
Which I guess he didn't, and then he did, but then he still stepped down. And then you unearthed some interesting stuff.
Yeah, but see, even before, let's salute Kevin for how he handled it, because I think everybody kind of just skips over how he did it. First of all, that's one of my best friends in the game. I talked to him the night he found out. Dude was so juiced about getting his job. Like, he already had his set together, what he was gonna say. Like, he was excited, man. I was excited for him. And then all of this stuff came out, and it was reminiscent to me of even like, what I did with NBC, because
America's Got Talent.
Yeah, it wasn't like, one, Kevin had already apologized for these statements before, because they had been unearthed before, and people brought it, and he apologized and felt like he was sincere in that sense. And then they came up again, and the Academy, he said he got a call that they said he had to apologize. Again, keyword had to apologize, in order to keep this dream job, and that's when he said, you know what? Keep your job. You're not gonna tell me what I have to do. But I'm still gonna apologize to a community if I offended anyone in that community. That's gangster. Like, this was a job that I really wanted, but you're not gonna tell me what I have to do to get this job. First of all, I'm good. I'm Kevin Hart. I'm multiple million strong right now. I don't need, you need me,
multiple
Academy.
Hundreds of millions.
Yeah. You need me, Academy. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was fly how he did it, because I talked to him. He was sincerely apologetic. He was sincerely remorseful in that sense that Kevin's the nicest dude in the world. He don't want to hurt or offend anybody. If you look at like my comedy and look at his comedy is about his family. He's always fun loved. Like, I'm the one that's talking about white people can kiss my ass. You know, like I'm the one that go hard. Or like even, you know, Chris Rock, who's hosted the Oscar before. Like, all of these people who are known to be like, you know, going directly at like controversial topics. Kevin's not a controversial dude. So even when you see his tweets, where even if you read those tweets, it wasn't like he was going, he wasn't hateful to a community. He was making some ignorant statements and terms that we use, but there's so many of those terms that we use and that we all should be apologetic for, especially when we have such an influence and such a stage. And you call them on it, you call them on it. But you know me, I'm one of those dudes, and I said, I don't apologize for shit. I never have, I never will. Like, because if I said it, I meant it. And that's how I feel. You know, I'm a different dude. I'm a different bird. But and I understand when some people are offended and if you are really remorseful, which I feel Kevin was, an apology is definitely required. And you know, anybody in that community, I never wanted to take the attention away from people being hurt or disrespected in the LGBTQ community, because they have a valid reason to feel this way. I mean, people are losing their lives. I mean, obviously, I've been an advocate for the community, as well as, you know, on the board of, you know, the Stomp Out Bullying global organization. I've put out records specifically, you know, to young people that have lost their lives for being homosexual. If there's anybody, I've employed more people than the LGBTQ community, from Wildin' Out to a bunch of, you know, all the other shows. Like, I'm truly a friend of the community, but what I'm not gonna do is let this selective outrage occur or let this hypocrisy occur when we coming down hard on someone who I know has a good heart and has no hate within them whatsoever. And you wanna use him as an example when he's already apologized. And he's like, I always said that it's not about who's right, it's about what's right.
Well, right, because I started looking through some of these tweets, and it's like Amy Schumer uses the F word, Sarah Silverman uses the F word, Chelsea Handler uses the F word.
Yeah, and I could have kept going. There was males, white males, black males, actors. You know what I mean? Like, and I wasn't just going to just start going and going and going, but I specifically chose them because I know those are people who are loved by the community, people that I admire and respect. And people that you think, you know, like I said, like Sarah Silverman, like, yo, I love Wreck-It Ralph. You know what I mean? I don't think she should have to not have a job because she used the ignorant term, you know. But if we're going to call one person out, let's call them all out. And that's why I said, let's call the Academy out. Let's call the Academy out for just before 2015, that out of their 6,000 voting members, 100% of them were male and 95% of them were white. You know, let's call them out for never. You want an apology? Where was our apology for sitting Hattie McDaniel in the back the night she won for Gone with the Wind? She had to be segregated from the rest of the class.
Yeah.
I mean, for the rest of the cast.
No, I feel you. And
like, that's the shit. Like, let's get to it.
Well, I had D.L. Hughley on my show recently. We talked about it.
Yeah.
And he agreed with Kevin Hart.
The very essence of humanity is humor. The LGBTQ community moved forward in such what feels like leaps, not because they were activists and ball busters. It's because of Ellen and Glee and Will and Grace. People laughed. They laughed with them and at them, and they moved forward. Shut up and sit down. If you don't like what I say, don't listen to me. But you're not gonna bully me into not saying what I believe.
I'm not gonna say the gay communities are bullies. I'm not gonna say that, because there's a lot of pain in that community. And just like there's a lot of pain in the black community, there's a lot of pain in several communities. And it's kind of hard to be a bully when you've been bullied your entire existence.
Yeah.
It's difficult enough to be a gay person in America or in this world, you know, but then to know that you're gonna be ridiculed by your family, your friends. I almost salute when they rally together as a community. I just want them to use their power correctly, because sometimes it can become, and I relate it almost to like McCarthyism or to the witch hunts of times where, you know, you look at somebody like, you know, Paul Robeson back in the day, who ended up, you know, he's one of the biggest stars in the world, but because he wouldn't denounce communism, they snatched everything from this man. You know, so I just want them, you know, it sounds as superhero and cliche as possible, but with great power comes great responsibility, and that community has great power. They can move and shift mountains, so they got to use it wisely, because you don't want to start belaboring everything and then all of a sudden you water down your power.